Welcome to Cheating Stories Insights, where honesty drips from every sentence. I noticed her out of the corner of my eye, my mother-in-law, pouring something odd into my drink when she thought I wasn't watching. "A special cocktail for my favorite son-in-law," she chirped, grinning far too warmly. The kitchen's fluorescent lights buzzed like flies drawn to decay. She tipped the bottle a little too far, her movements exact. A quick stir of the spoon followed, swift, calculated. I pretended to stay absorbed in my phone. She turned with that sugar-coated voice again, "Special cocktail for my favorite son-in-law." Her words always felt sticky, sweetened just enough to mask the venom. I gave her a polite nod. "Thank you." As she leaned in to neaten the napkins, I casually slid her husband's glass over and swapped it with mine. He didn't notice, too engrossed in another rant about my work-from-home job. "A real man doesn't sit behind a laptop all day," he muttered before taking a sip, grumbling about the heat. 45 minutes later, he was hunched over the toilet, throwing up into the Elas. That wasn't just a drink. It never is. This didn't begin here. It started weeks, maybe months back. I didn't catch it at first, just subtle shifts, cooler glances, awkward pauses when I entered the room, quiet tension lingering in the air. Then came the message. "Don't let him ruin her the way he ruined himself." It was meant for my wife, sent by her mother. But my wife forwarded it to me, claiming it was a mistake. I remembered the way she'd said it. Not regretful. Not angry. Just interested. Like she wanted to see what I'd do. I kept quiet. No confrontations. Just observation. The next message wasn't as subtle. "Men like him always hide something. I'll take care of this. Trust me." That's when I got serious. I left a full glass of water untouched at dinner. Took it to a lab the next morning. The results came back, faint traces of zolpidem. Not lethal, but enough to confuse, to throw off your balance, your awareness. I pictured the news headlines. "Freelancer crashes late at night, alcohol suspected." No one would ask too many questions. Not with the way her husband talked about me. Not with how distant my wife had become. The atmosphere at home had shifted. Conversations would go quiet when I walked in. Late-night whispers just faint enough to make me question if I'd really heard anything. So I went quiet too. I started checking my wife's phone while she slept. One name kept reappearing. C. Late-night messages. "Are you sure he won't find out? He's not like you. He's weak. Passive." She hadn't erased all the texts. Maybe she thought I wouldn't notice. Or maybe, deep down, she wanted me to. They always misjudge the silent ones. DNA testing is fast these days. During one family dinner, my daughter, I believed, left her yogurt spoon behind. I sealed it in a bag and mailed it the next morning. I didn't weep. I didn't yell. I waited. The results were definitive. 99.998% not a match. I stared at that screen for a long time, reread the numbers, then closed the tab and made myself a quiet cup of tea. The following evening, I calmly asked my wife how long she'd been involved with him. Her fork clattered to her plate. Eyes wide. Then the expected stammering, "What are you talking about?" I didn't respond. I slid the printed DNA results across the table. She didn't touch it, just stared like it was ticking. It was. I remained silent. I watched her eyes race across the page. Saw her face morph. Denial, panic, guilt. "How long have you known?" she whispered. I smiled faintly. "Long enough to let you lie beside me every night." She broke down. I observed. Her mother's plan had always been clear: rot the roots, topple the tree. She thought I was weak, easy to discard. She never knew I had installed cameras in the kitchen. She didn't realize I had footage of her mixing powdered zolpidem into my wine. She had no clue I kept backups. At the next family get-together, I played the footage on the living room TV. No preamble. No commentary. Just video. There she was, focused, methodical, swirling the spoon. I paused it right at the moment she turned with that sickly sweet grin. "Special cocktail for my favorite son-in-law." The room froze. Her husband lowered his drink slowly. My wife sat stunned, her lips half parted. "And me?" I took a sip from my real drink and locked eyes with her. "You always said I wasn't good enough for your daughter," I said. "At least I never tried to drug her family." Her hands quivered. Her mouth opened, but no sound emerged. I stood, handed her the toxicology report, and walked away. I didn't reply to their calls. Ignored every message. Let them sit in it. Let silence grow teeth. They wanted me to lash out. I gave them distance. The next day, she tried calling, my wife. Ex-wife now. I didn't answer. She sent a message. "Why didn't you say anything earlier?" I stared at it for a while before replying. "Because I wanted you to think you got away with it." Then I blocked her. There's a strange peace in silence. Not healing. Not forgiveness. Just stillness. People think revenge comes with fire and fury. They're wrong. The deadliest cuts don't scream, they whisper. And by the time you notice the wound, it's already too deep to stitch. I didn't scream. I didn't poison anyone. I didn't break anything. I just let the truth stroll into the room, and watched them all scramble to shut the door behind it. Let them choke on their secrets. I'm finished pretending to swallow them.